In this part I will review the little horn of the Sunni beast and the Wahhabi whore who rides the beast. Daniel 7. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots, and behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion, to consume and to destroy it to the end. Revelation 13:5. And there was given to him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given to him to continue 42 months. 42 months prior to Rosh Hashanah in 2012 was April 6, 2009. On that date, President Obama declared to the Turkish parliament, "Let me say this as clearly as I can. The United States is not and will never be at war with Islam. The purpose of Islam is to subject the world to Islam through peaceful or forceful conversion." As a child, Obama attended a Muslim school for 2 years. He knows its basic tenets. On the first day of the Great Tribulation, Obama announced to the Muslims that America will no longer be a restraining force to their plans to annihilate Israel and all the Jews. Obama is wearing out the saints through a barrage of law changes toward an immoral, fascist dictatorship which he thinks, intends or hopes, to pass. Odd that such a powerful leader would have difficulty changing laws. Yet the process has unstabilized the country and the world. The phrase, "more stout than his fellows," could allude to the following passage regarding the Assyrian, an Antichrist figure. Isaiah 10. When the Lord has performed his whole work on Mount Zion and on Jerusalem, I will punish the fruit of the stout heart of the king of Assyria, and the glory of his high looks. For he said, "By the strength of my hand I have done it, and by my wisdom, for I am prudent, and I have removed the bounds of the people, and have robbed their treasures, and I have put down the inhabitants like a valiant man. And my hand has found as a nest the riches of the people, and as one gathers eggs that are left, have I gathered all the earth, and there was none that moved the wing, or opened the mouth, or peeped. And it shall come to pass in that day, that his burden shall be taken away from off your shoulder, and his yoke from off your neck, and the yoke shall be destroyed because of the anointing." Stout is from a root meaning to twist, enlarge, and promote. He twists who he really is so that others believe in the larger image he promotes. He might begin to believe his own PR like Antiochus IV did. The Assyrian enslaved God's people, but God breaks their yoke of enslavement by the anointing, or by the face of the anointing, referring to Christ. This current Assyrian will be destroyed by the brightness of the coming of Jesus Christ. Not even Hitler was described and admired as a Messiah around the whole world. Yet even before Obama became President of the United States, he was being hailed as the Messiah. 2 Thessalonians 2:3-12. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he, as God, sits in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. And now you know what withholds that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity does already work, only he who now lets will let, until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all delusion of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they received not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause God shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believed not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. Judas, the original son of perdition, once followed Christ, as Obama has also stated. Perdition, apolia, means the waste or destruction of vessels or money, according to Thayer. It was the U.S. Constitution which was holding back the lawless one. But Obama has duly made it and the Congress and the Supreme Court irrelevant in his pursuit of changing the world into his own twisted image through strong delusion and lies. Pray that his announcement occurs this fall and not in winter, which would impede the escape of Jews. Revelation 17. I will tell you the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carries her, which has the 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast that you saw was, and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was, and is not, and yet is. And here is the mind which has wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains, on which the woman sits. And there are 7 kings. 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come. And when he comes, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7, and goes into perdition. The beast is the Sunni empire. The leader of this empire for 1 hour at the end of time is known as the son of perdition, or the little horn. The 7 mountains are 7 dynasties. Nimrod founded Babel, in which worship of the moon god Alua began. Marduk, called Merodach in the Bible, further perverted it. In 2 Kings 17, Shalmaneser, king of Assyria, took Samaria and carried the northern tribes of Israel into Assyria, and replaced them with men from Babylon and other foreign cities who worshipped the moon god and other pagan gods. In verse 16 it states, And they left all the commandments of the Lord their God, and made them molten images, even 2 calves, and made a grove, and worshipped all the host of heaven, and served Baal. Nebuchadnezzar's son, evil Merodach, worshipped the moon and other pagan gods, as did the Persians. Alexander did not disturb the culture, whereas the Caesars did, which is why the beast was not during Rome's reign. Muhammad had a following from 610 to 632 AD, a short time, uniting Arabs. He threw out all the idols in Mecca except for the moon god, to which he said, This is the deity, Al-Ilah, shortened to Allah. The religious beast which has worshipped the moon god since the days of Nimrod is now called Islam. According to Simon Althoff, Mecca is surrounded by 7 mountains, Jabal in Arabic, and Mecca sits in the well of these mountains. The great city of mystery Babylon is Mecca, Saudi Arabia. In the Bible this city is referred to as a wicked woman and a whore. The Bible prophesied the transfer of the center of moon worship from Babylon to a new base. Zechariah 5. A flying roll, this is the curse that goes forth over the face of the whole earth, for every one that steals shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and every one that swears shall be cut off as on that side according to it. This is an epha that goes forth. This is their resemblance through all the earth. And behold, there was lifted up a talent of lead, and this is a woman that sits in the middle of the epha. And he said, This is wickedness. And he cast it into the middle of the ephah, and he cast the weight of lead on the mouth thereof. There came out 2 women, and the wind was in their wings, for they had wings like the wings of a stork. And they lifted up the ephah between the earth and the heaven, then said to the angel that talked with me, Where do these bear the ephah? And he said to me, To build it a house in the land of Shinar, and it shall be established and set there on her own base. Muslims enforce Sharia law throughout the whole earth. Who is this wicked woman that they worship? Ishtar ruled the moon and the morning and evening stars. Ishtar is in the Bible as Ashtoreth, Anath, Asherah, or the Queen of Heaven.